This is such a beautiful season for you. We know that it's a tough one, so for Kate and Tully, where do we pick up with them?
Well, we see, so it ends, the last season ends with Tully being driving off in a cop car, and Kate being very, very sad, both of them being very, very sad. And then we pick up with both of them in their separate lives, trying to figure out life, but also stay in contact as they're far away from each other and trying to keep their friendship alive. And then we see their journey as they um, reconnect and everything that happens from then on.
What will we be exploring between Tully and Cloud this season?
So much, so much. I think one of my favorite things about the season is how much deeper we dive into Tully and Cloud's relationship in both the 70s and the 80s and the 2000s. I think that's one of my favorite storylines, and I love Bo so much. And working with her is like the most incredible experience ever. And we see both of them go through, like, quite literally their relationship. The best way I can describe it is like a full just roller coaster. It's just a constant, like, oh, we're good, no, we're not. We're good, no, we're not. So I think you see all of their peaks and all of their valleys and their high points when they do have them, and their low points, which we know that they definitely have. And I think we just see a lot more of that, a lot more of their experiences together as mother and daughter.
We know Tully and Kate are separated this season. How far will they go to remain friends?
Well, without spoiling too much, I think that their friendship, as we know, as we see from watching it, is one of the most special kind of bonds and relationships, truly. And so I think that they would both go as far as possible for each other. Truly, I think that they would do anything for each other, and um, yeah, I don't think that there's anything that they wouldn't do for each other. I think that they value their relationship so much that they would do anything for it.
Well, I had a chance to chat with Rowan earlier, and she said when I asked her about those scenes in the back seat of the car that she just loved every single one of them because she got to spend so much quality time with you. Talk about
Yeah.
filming them as well.
Well, I mean, every scene with Ronan is like my favorite scene ever. I feel like all these interviews are just going to be me. Every time I'm like, oh no, it's just me talking about how much I
It's
love
just you
Ronan.
gushing over Rowan.
But I have to. Like, there truly, there's like no other way to describe it other than it's so easy with her. And it's like, so, we're best friends in real life, which makes it so easy to play best friends on screen. And we just have so much fun. Like, it makes the hard scenes even easier, and it makes the fun scenes even more fun because we truly are just hanging out and trying things out, and being able to do all of it in the 70s, which is super fun and wild and different. So I mean, and I think especially with all the scenes in the car, it's like each experience is so hilariously different, which is very fun to see.
Yes, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, riding in a car with nuns. That might have been
Yes,
one of my
an ex-
favorite adventures of Tully and Kate.
an experience we all have. Yeah, no, I think it's I love how different all of those scenes are, and all of the encounters, how different and hilarious they are. um yeah, the riding with nuns is, it's a good one. It's a good one.
The costumes are just incredible as well. Does it take you putting on those 70s clothes to really find your inner Tully this season, or has she found you along the way no matter what?
Yeah, I think I've tried to incorporate a lot of Tully in my own life because there's so many things about her that make us different, but also make us similar. But there's so many things about her that I admire and that I wish Allie was able to do as well. So I think I've really tried to keep a hold of her, and even though we're finished, not let her go and have her live inside of me. Um, in not all ways, but in some ways. And I think she's incredible. I think also dyeing my hair helps a lot. Once I dye my hair and I'm brunette, I'm like, okay, it's like my weird alter ego coming out. And I'm like, okay, I can like I don't feel like myself when I'm a brunette. I'm like, okay, I like feel different. I feel like Tully, and then being in the set with Roan with the clothes, it's like it's so easy to. She puts the glasses, I dye my hair, and we're right back in the rhythm of everything.
Excuse me, a little bit of barking in the background here. um,
Okay.
this is such a special series. We talked about the scenes you film in the back seat of the car because it's quite an adventure for you all this season. What were, if you can tease, some of your favorite episodes to film?
I think my favorite episode is episode 9. I think it's very different from anything that we've done in the season thus far. And it's so fun and so ridiculous. And like, honestly, was some of the most fun we both had on set, just being able to, like, it's such a ridiculous, incredible storyline of something that, like, you would never get to do in real life, but you get to like live this like complete, the whole thing is fantasy. But I think that episode 9 in particular is very fun to be able to step into those shoes and play around. And I think it's very different from the kind of stuff that we normally do on the show, which is fun.
This is such a special series, and you are a part of social media. Uh, is it difficult for you to read the feedback, but or is it wonderful? Because I've only seen such beautiful messages about how many people love the series and find it so significant for their lives.
Yeah, I try not to look too much because you can get down a rabbit hole of things, but I think that the beautiful good messages that I do see are wonderful to see, and we rarely focus so much on a female friendship as the sole purpose of a show. And so I love how many friends are really excited about the show and talk about the show and excited for it to come out. And I love reading messages between friends. They'll have like conversations like with it, like tag each other and then have conversations with each other,
Full on
which is
threads.
yeah, which is my favorite though, because it's like just another Kate and Tully just talking about the show and hanging out and excited to see it, which is amazing. I love that it's a show that you can watch with your best friend. Like I feel like there's not a lot of shows. I mean, you can watch every show with your best friend, but it's like a show about best friends to watch with your best friend is really special.
Well, I think one of your hitchhiker guides along the way says it best. Not many people get best friend like the two of you have.
Mhm.
What have you taken away from your time working on the series?
I've taken so much away. I think we had such an incredible group of people around us for support and advice and to guide us along the way, whether it was Roan or Catherine or Sarah, we all truly got along so well and were able to talk about things. And I appreciate them so much and their experience and their advice. And I mean, the amount that I'm going to take away is it's never ending, really. And I specifically that I have such an amazing real life best friend with Roan is the best takeaway, I think.
A show about best friends brought you your best friend. I mean,
I know it's so crazy how that
very
happens,
meta.
but I know.
But it also must mean so much to you to truly take away something that not many people get to take with a lifelong best friend. Um, from portraying a best friend. It's such a special series, and as I said, I only see such remarkable, good, exciting things to come. What's next for you? What have else you been busy working on?
Well, we didn't finish wrapping not that long ago. So I actually took a little bit of time off and I hadn't been back to Europe since everything with COVID. So I went back and I saw my family and I did a little Europe trip with some of my friends. And so kind of just been, it was a long stretch this time of work, which I love. I am definitely a workaholic, but I know I need to like give myself a break sometimes. So I've just been actually catching up on some sleep and getting back in tune with myself, which sometimes you lose when you're working. Um, and then now, of course, press with the show coming out, which is amazing. So yeah, but I'm getting back into it. I'm with press and everything happening. I'm missing work way too much.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work you do on our screens?
Just thank you. I think just I really appreciate it, and I hope that this next season is everything that you guys have all hoped for because we've definitely waited a while for it. So I hope that it lives up to everyone's expectations.